carved into plastic, containing a memory of a performance. The record player is the machine that translates this physical memory into audible art. The process is simple, mechanical, and requires one essential component: a record. So what happens when the machine begins its process without one? Our investigation begins with an impossible event. An old record player, its turntable spinning, its needle lowered onto the empty platter, playing a song that isn't there. The first person to document this, a collector named Eliza, reported a strange phenomenon. Though the player was silent, she could hear music, a faint, beautiful, yet unfamiliar melody playing directly inside her mind. This is a classic auditory hallucination, but with a terrifying twist. The music felt real, tangible. This is the device's primary lure. It bypasses the ears and projects a ghost song directly into the brain's auditory cortex. It doesn't play music into the room. It plays music into you. The phantom song is intoxicating. Eliza found herself listening for hours, trying to place the melody, to decipher its composition. The song felt nostalgic, like a forgotten childhood memory, yet it was entirely new. This creates a powerful state of psychological fixation. The brain, presented with a beautiful and unsolvable puzzle, dedicates all its resources to it. The listener becomes an active participant, willingly focusing all their mental energy on the silent song, unaware that their focus is exactly what the device requires. How can a silent sound have an effect? A fringe theory in psychoacoustics proposes the existence of subtractive frequencies, or anti-sounds. The theory suggests the player is emitting a complex, inaudible frequency that is the exact inverse of ambient sound waves, creating pockets of true, perfect silence. The music the brain hears is its own attempt to fill this sensory void, a phenomenon called auditory pareidolia. The player isn't creating a song, it's creating a sonic vacuum, and your brain is desperately trying to fill it. The first tangible effect was small. After a long listening session, Eliza noticed a book was missing from her shelf. Not misplaced, gone. She had no memory of moving it. The next day, a photograph from the wall vanished. The subtractive frequency theory suggests a horrifying possibility. The sonic vacuum doesn't just cancel sound, it cancels information. It targets the quantum signature of objects, and with enough focused energy from the listener, it erases them from reality. The record player is a weapon that uses silence as its ammunition. The erasures then turned inward. Eliza began experiencing memory gaps. She couldn't remember the name of her favorite childhood song. Then she forgot the face of a distant relative. The device was no longer just erasing physical objects. It was targeting the neural pathways in her brain. It was consuming her memories, one by one. The phantom song she was hearing was in fact the sound of her own mind being hollowed out. She was listening to her own erasure. In a moment of clarity, Eliza researched the record player's serial number. She found a single, redacted entry in a digital archive of anomalous objects. The entry described the object as a memetic scavenger. The notes from the previous researcher were chilling. The device doesn't play a song. It learns one. It absorbs memories, sounds, and objects to carve a new groove on a record that doesn't exist. It is building its own private collection. Do not listen. Do not let it finish its song. The researcher was listed as expunged. This reveals the device's terrifying protocol. It is a recording device, not a player. The silent song is the sound of the needle carving a new groove into a conceptual, non-physical record. Each memory it consumes, each object it erases, becomes a note in its composition. The listener is not an audience. They are the instrument. Their life, their memories, their very existence are the raw materials for a song that will only be complete when the source material is fully consumed. The point of no return is when the phantom song becomes more real than reality itself. Eliza wrote in her final journal entry that she preferred the world of the song to her own fading reality. She began to forget to eat, to sleep. She only wanted to listen. The device had successfully hijacked her brain's reward system, making the process of her own erasure feel euphoric. The trap was no longer physical, it was psychological. She was a willing sacrifice to the music. According to a motion-activated camera she had set up, Eliza sat in her chair for 3 days, motionless, listening. The object in the room vanished, one by one. The chair, the table, the lamp, until only she and the record player remained in an empty void. Then, the phantom song in her mind reached a crescendo. On the camera feed, Eliza's body flickered, dissolved into shimmering particles of light, and was absorbed into the record player's needle. The final note of the song had been recorded. After Eliza was gone, the record player stopped. The turntable, which had been spinning for weeks, came to a halt. And then something impossible happened. A new object materialized on the platter. A single, pristine, black vinyl record. The song was complete. The collection was finished. The record contains the entirety of Eliza's existence, compressed into a single, silent groove. A song that can never be played, holding a life that can never be remembered. The record player was recovered from the now empty apartment by an auction house, listed as a vintage curiosity. It was sold to a new collector, a young man looking for a piece of history. He set it up in his living room, admiring its craftsmanship. He plugged it in, and though he placed no record on the turntable, he was surprised to see it begin to spin, the needle lowering once more onto the empty platter. The device was not finished. It was simply ready to start a new collection. This broadcast is a warning about the allure of the past. Old technology can seem charming, but it operates on principles we no longer fully understand. Some objects are not just machines. They are containers, collectors, predators. So if you ever encounter a record player that spins on its own, playing a song only you can hear, do not listen. Do not try to understand it. Smash it. Destroy it. Because it is not offering you music. It is offering you an audition to become its next silent, forgotten song.